Hello lovely viewers, welcome to my channel. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Property Brothers star's social media post has fans sending prayers. Property Brothers star Jonathan Scott has been getting plenty of love from fans across the past week or so, after he let them in on a heartbreaking event in his life. Well, Scott first shared an Instagram post showing him looking at the burned-out shell of a home and wrote, "For anyone who was also affected by the fires in Los Angeles, head to my link in bio for 5 things you need to know about rebuilding." Fans quickly identified the home in the comments as belonging to the parents of Scott's fiancée Zooey Deschanel, and they immediately began to flood him with prayers and support. Scott put together an 11-minute video with his tips and some stunning imagery from the scene of the fire. "So many memories here," he said in the video as he surveyed the damage. "It's just heartbreaking. I'm trying to focus on the steps of what we actually have to do to build back." He begins the tips by warning against disinformation that is floating around as folks begin to try to rebuild. "I'm going to break it down so you can know exactly what to expect when rebuilding," he said. "Just know that there is hope, and there is help available to you." As was the case on Instagram, fans responded with appreciation, love and prayers to Scott's YouTube video. Scott, along with his brother Drew, became famous for their Property Brothers show in which they remodeled homes for buyers. They have a new TV series called Chasing the West, this year airing on HGTV, in which they travel through Arizona, California, and Texas to help families who want to own their own land and escape the city to the western countryside. If you purchase a product or register for an account through a link on our site, we may receive compensation. By using this site, you consent to our user agreement and agree that your clicks, interactions, and personal information may be collected, recorded, and or stored by us and social media and other third-party partners in accordance with our privacy policy. What happened to Drew and Jonathan Scott from Property Brothers Season 8? Property Brothers showed off the home design skills of twin brothers Drew Scott and Jonathan Scott. But what happened to the stars after the last season of the series? While Drew and Jonathan have been working together throughout their lives, Property Brothers became a major part of the pop culture lexicon after years of hard work. The brothers, who are identical twins, became familiar faces in the home renovation vein of the reality TV world as they quietly built their empire. They took their time and found their niche in the pool of reality TV renovation and design personalities. While Drew and Jonathan were able to get themselves in the door with appearances on other reality TV renovation shows, their fame came from their series, Property Brothers. After their show took off, Property Brothers became more than just a TV show. Diversifying into several different iterations of the series, some Drew and Jonathan competed, others they teamed up with other designers, and some they worked together on home renovations. The number of shows they had their hands in grew immensely. Viewers were curious about their personal lives and now wonder what happened after Property Brothers. What Drew Scott is doing after the show. Drew, who focused more on the financial side of the real estate industry on Property Brothers, by finding and negotiating the prices of neglected homes keen for renovation, has found himself with a brand new role after the series. Sometimes featured on Property Brothers, Drew's wife Linda Fan shared that she was pregnant with the couple's first child, who they welcomed in mid-2022. Slowing down with his business to enjoy his time with his wife and son, Parker, Drew has been able to change his priorities for the sake of his family. He continues to work with Jonathan on other projects. What Jonathan Scott is up to after Property Brothers. While Drew has been focusing on building his family, Jonathan has shared some fascinating life updates after his time on Property Brothers. Jonathan's life has changed since the end of the brothers' original series, especially in the last few years. Filming an episode of Carpool Karaoke in 2019, Jonathan and actress Zooey Deschanel met and began dating quickly after her separation from her ex-husband had been announced. After Zooey's divorce, her relationship with Jonathan became more public, and the pair announced their engagement in 2023. Jonathan now shares his life with Zooey and his work with Drew on his Instagram. Why did Property Brothers end? Although Jonathan and Drew have moved on from Property Brothers after the series came to a sudden end, they hold their time on the series in high regard and have been quick to continue working together. After a lawsuit was filed against the production team behind the show, which includes Drew and Jonathan, Property Brothers came to an end. Drew and Jonathan have moved on to other shows, like Property Brothers, Forever Home, and will be hosting a new series, backed by the Bros, on HGTV soon. Where are Drew and Scott in 2024? While there haven't been new episodes of the Property Brothers, Drew, and Jonathan's original home show series since 2019, the brothers are still cranking out as much content as they can in 2024. Their most recent series came out on Discovery Plus, a home show called Celebrity IOU. The show focuses on the brothers helping the friends and family of a celebrity help create their dream home. The most recent episode from this series was released in September. Some of the celebrities they worked with include Zach Braff, Tony Hawk, Brad Pitt, Mandy Moore, and even Jonathan's fiancée Zooey. Other than their hard work in the home design industry, Jonathan and Drew are both excelling in their respective relationships. Jonathan is still engaged to Zooey, and the two are happier than ever. The pair met back in 2019 on Carpool Karaoke, and the two instantly hit it off. Jonathan and Zooey even recently celebrated their 5th anniversary together. Zooey wrote in the caption of her Instagram post from August 11, "As for Drew, he is still happily married to his wife, Linda. The couple now has 2 kids together, as they welcomed their daughter, Piper, in May of this year." Drew, Linda, and their 2 kids even dressed up as where the wild things are for Halloween. So far in 2024, Drew and Jonathan seem to be in the best place they've been since they started the Property Brothers back in 2011. They've grown from Canadian to international celebrities overnight, and have reached a level of success they probably never thought they could, personally and professionally. Here's hoping 2025 is even better for the Scott brothers. The Property Brothers and Rob Lowe had a big disagreement and things got heated. Rob Lowe may be a successful actor, but he's most confident in his eye for interior design, and he's not afraid to prove it. The Outsider star puts his skills to the test in the latest episode of HGTV's Celebrity IOU, in which he explains his preferred style, divulges his utter deal breakers in a home, and gets into a heated debate with the Property Brothers. Hint: it involves a blanket and a sofa. In the episode, Lowe surprises his former nanny turned assistant Carol, who he says now feels like part sister, mother, and second wife, with a home renovation. The unstable star tapped into his inner interior designer and contractor while giving Carol's kitchen, dining area, and living space a makeover with help from experts Drew and Jonathan Scott. Since Lowe and Carol have similar taste, he approached the project as if it were his own place. So he voiced his must-haves and deal breakers. "My thing about houses is that I'm all about the light," he says. "Natural light is the best. I can't do a dark house. The no-no of no-nos is bad floor plan and flow, and not enough natural light." When Jonathan tells Lowe he hears the actor is very into design, Lowe says, "It's the one thing I have really good confidence in." Naturally, the HGTV star asks him to give insight into his own style at home. Lowe describes his preferred look as classic, timeless, effortless. While Lowe likes a super clean, super crisp space, he doesn't want it to be too modern or too old, but something that is going to look as good now, hopefully, as it will in 5 to 10 years. Above all, Lowe will always choose functionality over form. "Things, first of all, have to be livable and comfy," he says. "I think that's the most important: comfy, livable warmth." Lowe also shares his thoughts on embracing indoor-outdoor living when the team finishes installing a new outdoor serving window off the kitchen. He says, "It's Southern California. If you're not living half of your life outside of your house, then your house isn't set up for California." At the end of the project, it's time for styling, which sparks a surprising mini debate. In the living area, Drew and Jonathan tuck a folded blanket into a section of the sofa. Then Jonathan starts to gather it, asking Drew and Lo if they want it straight or gathered. Lo is, frankly, appalled. "We're not doing any of that," he responds. "We're going to fold it, and we're going to place it on top of the sofa. There's no tucking like it's a bed." Drew quipped, "It's not called a tuck, Jonathan. It's called a throw." Add this to the list of very important debates, right next to the proper tablecloth length and the use of a bar cart.